In this video, we will be discussing the Italian painter Caravaggio and his prominence in Catholic commissions despite his contradicting background. First, we'll go over what about his background is so conflicting with the Catholic commissions he agreed to despite his overall success with them. Then, we'll see one of his artworks and talk about how it reflects his striking style. So who is Caravaggio? Michelangelos Maurici da Caravaggio was born in 1571 in the middle class. He had some formal education and attended religious services. He had family who owned property, were tradesmen and clerics, and overall was well off. So why would the life of a man who went to religious services and had a financially stable family be conflicting with his Catholic commissions? Well, he wasn't the typical religious man of the time. In fact, Caravaggio was a criminal. He brawled, was repeatedly jailed, scuffled over women, was accused of sodomy, and was violently impetuous to the point of committing murder. Despite his concerning background, Caravaggio was in popular demand for religious work. He was commissioned by the wealthy, knights, and even the Catholic Church itself. Caravaggio is well known for the Baroque art style he worked in. He dominated every technique of Baroque art, including his astounding use of chiaroscuro and realism. He used light to capture form, create space, and add drama. This combination of realism and dramatic lighting results in exceptionally powerful storytelling. This painting is a perfect example of Caravaggio's style. St. Matthew and the Angel was made in 1602 for the Counter-Reformation altar in the Church of St. Louis of the French in Rome. The stark contrast between the darkness in the background and the light source creates an obvious focal point on the center of the painting. St. Matthew sits on the left, writing the Gospel in his book. He has a bent posture which accentuates his bulbous balding head and thick neck, while his rolled-up sleeves and short tunic exposes hefty arms and equally muscular legs. He has a surprised expression on his face as the angel on the right side of the painting reaches over the book and guides his hand to write the Word of God. The very feminine-looking angel is wearing very transparent clothes and seems to be snuggling very close to him as he writes. Poised gracefully at his elbow to guide his hand, the angel was everything the saint was not. Young and beautiful, with a sinuous body revealed by clinging transparent fabric. The highly venerated St. Matthew is portrayed as an unattractive, slouching man. This painting was immediately rejected by the clergyman who commissioned it, and Caravaggio was forced to paint a new one that did not reveal any intimacy of unnecessarily exposed body parts or possible innuendos. The first painting of St. Matthew and the Angel may have been painted with Caravaggio's worldly desires in mind, something Christians carefully avoid. Although Caravaggio painted what he saw as a realistic St. Matthew, many believe he had crossed the unspoken line that threatened unorthodoxy of a sacred subject matter. Caravaggio's painting the second time around was better and was accepted to put up for the Counter-Reformation altar. The angel is now more masculine in appearance and clothed more than last time, with a reasonable distance put between the angel and St. Matthew, who is fully clothed, with sleeves rolled down and a long robe covering his legs. Rather than the angel having contact with the saint and guiding his hand, St. Matthew is looking up at the flying angel, listening for what he should write. The painting still uses high contrast to differentiate the background from the subject matter and creates dramatic lighting on the event. Caravaggio's careful use of chiaroscuro highlights the realistic forms and objects. From hair to clothes, Caravaggio carefully applies the texture of all things in this painting just as in his last. Although it is of the same subject matter, the story told in this second painting is more appropriate than the first, and it still displays Caravaggio's skillful techniques in Baroque art. Even though Caravaggio's life choices were questionable and may have affected what he painted at times, there is no doubt that he was a masterful painter. He executed detailed, photograph-like paintings with dramatic lighting that not only helped define the figures, but also created interest, drew attention, and told a story.